Namo Amida Butsu, Nama, 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 Nama. Good morning, everyone. To begin my Dharma message, I'd like to read the Gosandai, the quotes from the sutra today. Please join me in Gassho, put your hands together. And again, Shariputra, in that land, there live a number of wonderful birds of the different colors: swan, peacock, parrot, shari, caravinca, and the birds of the double lives. 6 times each day and night, these birds sing melodious tunes. And these tunes proclaim the 5 virtues, the 5 powers, 5 body paths, 8 noble paths, and other laws of similar nature. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda, Namanda. Okay, again, good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming to this Sunday service this morning. So, when was that? Last time I gave a Dharma message, maybe almost a month ago, I think, because last Sunday was Umezu Sensei was guest speaker. 2 Sundays ago, we had Northwest Convention. Maybe 3 weeks ago, we all practiced how to hold this service book. Then, do you still remember? Then put your hands together, fingers together, then we show our respect to the book first. So one is because in this service book, sutra is included. Sutra is written in this service book. So this is different from other regular books. Because sutra is written, we are showing our respect each time when we open the book, when we close the book. So then in this service book today, Amida Sutra is also included, entire Amida Sutra. So in the Pure Land, our practice, Jodo Shinshu, we chant, we are following 3 Pure Land Sutras: Raja Sutra, Contemplation Sutra, and Amida Sutra. So these 3 are the sutras we are following. So this morning, we chanted the Juseige. That is the part of the Raja Sutra. Of course, this sutra is the easiest way of understanding it. Sutra means Shakyamuni Buddha's Dharma message. Shakyamuni Buddha's Dharma message. About 2,500 years ago, Shakyamuni Buddha delivered the Dharma message to the audience, people. Then at that time, there was no, well, today there's a camera, the video recording my Dharma message. So, people can watch my Dharma message later, because this is recorded. However, at that time, there's no video recording, there's no camera, no one was written down what Shakyamuni Buddha mentioned. People has to memorize what Shakyamuni Buddha said. So then verbally they carry, pass this sutra, passing down generation to generations. Then one day they decided, their big discussion, because that was a tradition to passing this sutra down using the verbally, rather than writing it down. So that's a kind of sutra. People has to recite what Shakyamuni Buddha said over and over again. Each minister, each follower has a responsible to clearly memorize what Shakyamuni Buddha said. Because if I misunderstand, or if someone couldn't memorize correctly, then the wrong information, wrong sutra was passing down to the next generations. So that's why each generation was so serious about memorizing each sutra. So that's why they are chanting, they are reciting the sutra all the time. That became a Buddhist tradition. So that's why we are still following these traditions. So this is the one reason why we are chanting the sutra. So a couple days ago, we had a visitor. So those two visitors came to visit Seattle Betsin. Then they said they are following the Theravada Buddhism. So they are just visiting different temples. They also went to the Seattle Koyasan across the park from us. Then they came to visit our temple to see how we are doing. So I introduced this Hondo. Then I introduced Memorial Hall. Then we had a really good conversations. Then one thing I still remember, Theravada monks also deliver Dharma message. Have you ever listened to Theravada monks' Dharma message? They are not allowed to prepare the talk. That's totally different. You know, as a Jodo Shinshu minister, what I have to talk. Every Sunday I have to prepare for I have to prepare for my Dharma talk. That's a Jodo Shinshu minister's one of the most important job. So today I prepared the slideshow too, but the Theravada monk are not allowed to prepare the Dharma message because they study Buddhism. So whatever the Dharma message coming out from from their mind, their heart, they just talk on that day, how they are thinking on that day, on that morning. So that's totally different. Well, as a Jodo Shinshu minister, I prepared the Dharma message today. So today, today I'd like to introduce the birth in the Amida Buddha's Pure Land. Birth in the Amida Buddha's Pure Land. So according to the teaching, I introduced the three Pure Land Sutra, Raja Sutra, Contemplation Sutra, and Amida Sutra. When we reading these sutras, they describe, all these three sutras describe the aspect of the Amida Buddha's Pure Land, Amida Buddha's Pure Land. What Amida Buddha's Pure Land looks like. Then, based on that teaching, this Onaijin was created. So this Naijin is kind of actualization or embodiment of Amida Buddha's Pure Land. So then, in this altar, at the beginning of my Dharma message, I read the passage from the Amida Sutra. So there was 6 birds were written in the Amida Sutra. So in this altar too, there's 6 birds in the Pure Land. Those who attended the Naijin altar tour, I think I introduced these six birds. Do you know where these birds are? Okay, could you click? Can you see? These are the altar. Right side is Shinran Shonin, this altar. The left side is a Renya Shonin's altar. In there are 6 birds. Okay, click. So 3 birds is on the left side, on the Renya side. Then click. Another 3 birds is from on the Shinran Shonin's. Those, there's a front table. Then there's a curving. In there, you can find the six birds. So from right to left, there's an order. So the first bird is, please click. First bird is a swan or crane. In Japanese, this is tsuru. Tsuru. Tsuru, 白鳥ですね。Tsuru or 白鳥. So this is one of the, in Japan or Asian country, this sometimes it says, this swan or crane is sometimes recognize these birds as a messenger, God, Japanese God messenger coming down to this earth. So this is a really important bird. This is the first one. Okay, click. The second one is a peacock. Peacock. So this is looks beautiful. Then sometimes I found peacock in the woodland zoo. So sometimes they are, spreading their wings. That's so beautiful. But not only that, this peacock, according to the teaching, it's so smart and clever. Peacock knows in one of the teachings, it says, knowing the satisfaction, knowing I have enough food, I have enough all the things. So this is then peacock knows the gratitude. Then another nature of peacock is peacock can eat the poisonous snake or spider. So this peacock has a nature to detoxification. So that's why sometimes in Buddhist tradition, not the Jodo Shinshu, but especially the Vajrayana tradition, they recognize this peacock as a great peacock, like a bodhisattva or female king. Okay, next. Next is a parrot. So this is a bird, people can, this bird can copy what other, human beings are saying. Then the parrot can recite the Nembutsu. Parrot can memorize the sutras. Then in this bird, parrot is also sometimes this parrot, there's a story on the parrot in the Buddhist stories. The one famous one is there's a wildfire in India. Then this small bird parrot tried to go to the, they went to the river to take some water, then carry this water to stop the fire or the burning. But of course, this is a small bird. This bird can only carry only small, tiny amount of the water. It doesn't affect, but still, this parrot never give up. Try to keep helping other people. So according to the teaching, people in Buddhism, the parrot, we recognize this bird as a do good deed. So this is the one. I think when Lahaina, the Maui had a fire, I think Bishop Harada introduced, sharing the story of this parrot, try to stop the fire, although this parrot can carry only small amount of the water, still never give up, try to help other people. Although we only have our ability is limited, but still we can help some other people. So I think Bishop Harada introduced this story when Maui had a wildfire. Okay, next slide. So next slide is I introduced 3 words we can see in this human world. But last three is a kind of mythical bird. So the first one is a sarika or sari, mythical bird resembling a bush warbler. Then it is said to speak a human language. It is also said, this is similar to myna bird. Myna bird also can speak human language. So then, if you have ever chanted the Amida Sutra, you may hear the name of Sharihotsu, Sharihotsu, Shariputra, Shariputra all the time. So Shariputra, the putra means the child. Shari is a mother's name. Shariputra's mother's name is Shari. Shariputra is the son of Shari. Then the mother was named Shari because her eyes looks like this bird, Shari, Sharika. So this is a Shari, the bird, it is called Shari. Okay, the next one. Number 5, it is a Kalavinka. Kalavinka. This is also the mythical bird with a woman's face. The bird with a woman's face, then singing in a sweet voice. So this bird sings beautifully. So that's why those who here listen to this bird singing, they calm down their mind, become peaceful their mind. So this bird sings really beautiful, has a beautiful voice. So they never tired from listening this Kalavinka's voice. So that's why sometimes at the temple, you know, some temple has a chorus group, even in Japan. Then some chorus groups name Kalavinka, Karyobinga, because this bird sings beautifully, different from maybe my voice. When I'm chanting the Ojo Rai-san, I'm hearing, oh, that's too long, sensei, too long. 20 minutes, 30 minutes chanting is too long. But if maybe Kalavinka is chanting the Ojo Rai-san, maybe we may enjoy more about the Ojo Rai-san. So then sometimes it is, I learned this has a model in this human world, the actual bird. It's a nightingale is sometimes a model of this bird. But looks like a phoenix too, So there's also the gagaku music. There's a karyobin. So there's a lots of songs of music related to this bird. Okay, the last one is number 6. This is also the mythical bird. It is called Jivan Jivakas. Jivan Jivakas. Can you see? Click again. The bird has 2 heads. Can you see that? 2 heads. So this mythical bird sometimes translated as life and life bird. Life and life bird with the 2 human heads. So this also has a beautiful voice. Then this also has a model in the example in this human world. It's a kiji, pheasant, is a kind of in this human world. So this mythical bird, Jivan Jivaka, has stories. So there is a bird with 2 heads, Jivan Jivaka. They were not, do you think these 2 heads are good friends or bad friends? Do you think they get along together? They're always together, right? Do you think they are always getting along together or not? Most of the people saying no, yes. Yeah, they are not. They will not get along together and they hate each other, unfortunately. So the front head, because there's 2 heads, one in front, one in back, the front head was always eating the delicious food all the time. The back head, the rear head, always had jealous and resent him. We can easily tell, because the front head is always eating the delicious food. The back head was always thinking how to punish this front head. So one day, this rear back head secretly slipping a poison into a food. The front head was eating. The front head ate the poison and eventually died. The rear head, the back head, was so happy because now the back head, he can eat whatever he wants. Everything he wants, he can eat. He was so happy. However, of course, they had the same body, just one body. The poison went around to affect him. Then eventually, the real head also died. So this is the story of the Zibam Zibaka. What do you think? What did you learn from this story? So first, I thought the real head was so stupid, right? Because he must know that the front head and back head are just one same body. So if the front head eats a poison, the poison eventually passed into his system because they are connected. It is easy to understand, but the real head couldn't think that way. His jealousy and hatred made him think and act only for his momentary joy and happiness. So he only think to satisfy his ego-centered wish. The front head also had a lack of consideration for the rear head. The front head could also easily think how the rear head felt when he was eating the delicious food. He always tried to have all the food for himself. He had never shared with the back head. If the front head could share the delicious food, to tell the back head, so today is your time, please have your delicious food. If the front head was able to say so, the rear head was happy. Rear head would not slip poison into the food. Then both front and rear head could enjoy the food and enjoy their life. So this story tells us that all human beings, all living beings are connected. Interdependency. This telling us the interconnectedness. So we are all connected, just like this world. This is one of the important teachings of Buddhism. We are all connected. Life is interconnected. Our people's, other people's suffering eventually comes back to us. My hatred hurts other people and also hurts myself. 2 weeks ago, I also introduced Buddha Dharma is just like a mirror. So this bird is also just like a mirror. It's teaching us to see how we are living in this world. We reflect upon our life through this bird, Zibam Zibaka. When we hear the story of Zibam Zibaka, we easily think how silly, how foolish this bird is. But we have to think, we should put our hands in our heart, then we have to think how we are living in this world. Our way of living is also just like this bird, Zibam Zibaka. When we have a candy, can we share? Do we think, this is mine, this is mine? When we think about our money, the bank account, when we see the bank account, we think, this is my money, this is mine, this is mine. We always think that way. We only think my happiness, my family's happiness, our country's happiness. Are we really thinking other people's happiness or not? That we have to think. We have to think how we can live this world together, how we can live in this world together in peacefully. When hatred occurs in your mind, we sometimes speak ill of other people. Hatred is the cause of human suffering. If we know we live just like a Zibam Zibaka, when we reflect upon our life through this bird and think how we are living our life, then if we truly understand our self-centered mind, we may be able to change our life, our view, how we live our life. We can try to refrain from using my ego-centered words and mind, ego-centered actions. The Pure Land is an embodiment of Amida Buddha's wisdom and compassion. The bird in the Pure Land is also telling us our foolishness, how much self-centered mind we have, as well as the preciousness of each single life. Jivam Jivaka is taking the form of a two-headed bird and teaching this Buddha's guidance. Today, I introduce the bird in the Pure Land. Please use Jivam Jivaka as our guidance to see this human world and reflect upon ourselves. Please also remember that Amida Buddha is always calling us, you can come just as you were. You come just as you were, accepting us just as we are. Then, when we continue doing this self-reflection and thinking, accepting Amida Buddha's invitation, just come as you are, then we may be able to awaken and touch the Amida Buddha's wisdom and compassion. Okay, thank you for attending this Sunday service this morning. To conclude my Dhamma message, please join me in Gassho, put your hands together. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda, Namanda, Namanda.